Hello, welcome back to Bricks First. Today we're going to be doing a retro review of a set that was an ideas submission, reached 10,000 subscribers in May of 2015. The following year, October 1st, 2016, it was a Lego set available for $80 MSRP. This set gets a lot of criticism. Some people said that it was better when it was the idea set, but Lego had to make too many compromises to bring it to market. But I put off on buying it for a while just because there was other sets I wanted to spend my money on, and I had heard too much negativity about it. But seeing how there's not a lot of stuff that I'm interested in buying in right now, I thought, I'll go back and buy some of these other sets. Fortunately, the set has not appreciated very much. $80 brand new. You can buy it today for between $55 used and $115 new. I paid $65 for this in like new condition. I did not get a box with it, but I got a nice crisp manual. And being that I didn't know much about the Caterham, I kind of thought, maybe it doesn't sell well because it's a car that most people don't want. But the instructions tell you a little bit about the car. I was pleasantly surprised. See how it comes apart too. We'll go over that. But I was pleasantly surprised to find out that it's like a 4-cylinder that makes 315 horsepower. Caterham Super 7 620R, the 620R. So I forget what the power to weight ratio is, but it's really good. It said it can go 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. And I'm a big fan of like Ariel Atom, DF Goblin, Caterham. I just didn't know much about them. But they're really high-end performance cars, and you can tell by the exhaust pipe that it's a 4-cylinder. It's only got a 4-to-1 collector. But it's a really good set and super good deal. Fortunately, the prices haven't risen on much. So definitely run out and get one. I mean, $55 to $115 for a set that was $80 MSRP in 2016 is pretty good. It was only on the shelves from October 1st of 16 to December 31st of 17. So 13 months. It was very short-lived. We're fortunate to be able to get this today. It holds up very well with the details of the modern creator sets. It does not have steering though, but there are several sets that don't have steering of Creator Expert. The F40, the Volkswagen T1, the Beetle, the Mini, the Fiat, and the DB5 all do not have steering. So kind of like steering is something that started with the Porsche 911 and the Mustang. All right, let's take an up close and personal look at it, and I'll show you some of the really cool build features. For being a set that gets picked on a lot in YouTube reviews, it's got quite a bit of cool details. Let's start with the brake rotors. These are printed on there and they're metallic. They're pretty cool. I wish all of the creator sets came with those. And then up here you have these weird little handcuff pieces. You have these little wrench pieces. There's a lasso. How many car sets have you seen that came with a lasso? And then there's two types of guns. You have one that's like a 6-shooter, and I don't know what that is. I want to say it's Star Wars, but I don't think that's right. And then you have these little arm pieces. I think they make little Star Wars robots with them. That's the stick shift. And then you have all these lightsaber handles, and the chrome is pretty good on these. It's very shiny. And you have a little flag. And then you actually have a pneumatic hose. I had to look up what this was because I'd never seen a hose. I've never had a Lego pneumatic set as of the time of this video. So I was kind of surprised to look it up, and it was pneumatic hose for like a Technic set. I call this the lipstick piece. I'm not sure what it's exactly for. I think Emmett and Lucy's buggy had it from the Lego movie, but other than that, that's the only other set that I've seen that in that I have. So comment down below if you know of other sets that this lipstick piece is in. It's just kind of neat. And then you have printed gauges, a printed gas cap, and then you have all of these printed body pieces. Like, that's pretty cool that such a cheap set has those. My only complaint about those is some of the stripes look like they're slightly off. This one especially right here, this is actually a sloped tile piece, but I've seen it on other sets that I was looking at purchasing, and I had just assumed it was a sticker that someone had misapplied. But it's fairly common for this piece to be slightly off in the printing, but it is very cool that it's printed. And this has chrome on it. I like that quite a bit. That is really cool. And this is also chrome. And then you have some side pieces here. That's an engine cover. Again in chrome. Very cool. Lots of detail in this. So very surprising pieces and lots of printing. Very cool. And then for the wheels, it's a common wheel. That's one side of it. That's the other side. And it uses the same size tire as the Porsche 911 and the Mustang Creator Series. So one of the first things I noticed was the shape of the nose. And you can see that it tilts like that. That's how they get the shape of the nose. A lot of people complained that the nose falls off easy. I do not agree with that. I don't think it falls off easy at all. The stripes are printed pieces. This is just a black piece, and you can see that there's the printed piece. I showed you that already. This printed pieces. They all went on there very nicely. That's printed piece, printed piece, printed. This is a European thing, I believe, not a United States domestic market. Something about the way they have their reverse lights. A lot of cars have it just on one side. The roll bar is pretty good. The trunk opens. Not opens in a traditional sense. You lift it off, and then you have jacks in here. And they go like that. And then you put 4 of them underneath the car at jack points, and then it just floats on it like that. It just lifts them up. That's all it does. The interior is a little odd. I'm not sure what all these little these little groove things are. The steering wheel, I did put a 1er underneath it, just because the steering wheel was so close to the dashboard you couldn't see the gauges. And the gauges are printed. They did a good job, and I want to see the gauges. The mirrors are not, they should have silver or something. I thought that was kind of plain. Not a big fan of that. There's your stick shift down there, and your brake lever next to it. Here, let's take the steering wheel off so you can see. There you go. So that's your brake lever. That's your shifter. And if you look down there, I flipped them around. So like it can either go this way or this way. There's a long end and a skinny end. And if you look down there, you can see I made the fat ends, the gas and the brake, and I made the skinny end the clutch. I thought that was kind of neat that you have the option to do that. That was pretty cool. The seats are very nicely done. You can fold them forward and back. They just attach by a little connector down there. A lot of people have complained about the dashboard. See how loose it is? They say, oh, the dashboard falls off, blah, 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 blah. I don't really agree with that either. it's on there very secure. Like, look how rough I'm being with it. I'm moving the whole car with it, and it's still attached. So, I don't know. I disagree with that. I like the collectors here, and you can tell that the collectors just float in there. See how it's loose? They're snug in this opening right here, and that's what holds them in there. The fender is attached pretty neatly by clips. So if you wanted to put some monster truck tires or something on there, you could do that. That black piece down there is supposed to be a simulated tie rod because it doesn't have steering. But there is the clip that attaches to this gray piece right here. And then the bottom of it attaches to studs. Just a couple of points right there, and it works really well. The hood was achieved by hinges. See the hinges under there, the gray parts right there? And then you have a single gray part right there at the front. So it makes like a V shape, and then you just put the stripe over it. That's really cool. I had a lot of fun building this. It has a lot of really cool and unique shapes, like very smooth. I liked this shape, the hood, the fenders. It was really neat how they do the rear end. That was very cool as well. Just very, very well. And then if you look at the engine, it has a ton of detail. And as a treat, you can actually remove the engine. Check that out. How many Lego sets? I know there's a few, but how many Lego sets do you know that you can do that with? And there's the pistols that we were talking about. It's supposed to be a header, and then they got little grills over the transmission, maybe to make like a heat sink. And then you look inside there, you got your fluids, and there's the lasso we were talking about in the beginning. There's your pneumatic hose that goes down there. Just really cool. I mean, I kind of feel like they didn't give you steering and doors and some other things that like traditional cars have, but the building techniques and the engine details were pulled off very well. You even have a drive shaft hump in there. That's pretty cool. And let's check it out. I'll show you how the header goes in there. You get a better view of that. See, it's that just hangs out in there. I highly recommend this set. I disagree with all the negative reviews that I've seen on it, and I think it's a good value when you can pick one up in excellent condition between $55 and $110. It's getting harder and harder to find good deals for any hobby out there, and this is a really good one. The only negatives I had to say about it was, I might want to add some mirrors, a rear view mirror and some side mirrors. And there's no mocks for it. So don't count on rebuilding this one too many ways, but hey, at least the price is right. I think that'll do it for this one.